Hey guys, how are you? It's Mr. Argueta here doing my introduction video. Wanted to get this video out to you. It is Monday, so we just started class, and I'm going to post this, obviously, as you probably noticed, in your discussion post as a thread. Every week, a video just like this will be coming out inside of your discussion as a thread, and you'll be required to respond to that video to other students and of course your original post. Either way, I just wanted to put out my introduction video, let you know who I am, give you sort of a summary of me, and just introduce myself, basically. As you know, my name is Mr. Argueta. I am the program director for the business management program and also the instructor for your class. For the most part, I teach principles of management and intro to business. So if you are seeing this video and you are in both those classes at the same time, you will see the same video since it's the same thing. It's an introduction of me. So on the other weeks, though, the videos will be different because they'll be specific to that class. This will be the only video if you're taking principles of management and introduction to business, that it will be the same. So that being said, let me tell you about myself. I started my educational career in Chicago, where I was born and raised. I was born and raised to two Hispanic parents. My parents, I should say, were born in Guatemala. I was, as I mentioned, born in Chicago. I was the firstborn American for our family, and proud of being that. I'm proud of being Latino in my heritage and my background. I started my educational career at Northeastern in Chicago. I took a pause. I started a few businesses during that pause, one of them being a manufacturing company. We manufacture golf clubs. We sold that business, went into real estate, stopped that business, and moved on to technology. So I've had several businesses through my career. I've worked for several companies. The last company I worked with was a company out of Chicago, a technology company where I represented them in the government sector for solutions into the government, essentially technology for government. But anyhow, when I decided to move to Georgia about 12 years now, my wife and I decided to move down here and kind of downsize and sort of slow down in our career. We sold our businesses and we sold our house out there and we moved out here. Our kids were still young and we decided to raise them here in Calhoun, Georgia, where I currently live. I finished my undergraduate from Dalton State. I have a bachelor's of business administration, and then I got a master's in business administration for Shorter University out of Rome. My kids both graduated from Sonoraville High School. My son was the last to graduate from Sonoraville a year ago, essentially, and where he graduated as the drum major there, and now currently goes to Berry College in Rome. He'll be studying medicine, so he'll be going to school as a pre-med track. His goal is to become a physician's assistant, a PA. And then my daughter is at UGA. UGA today, the national championship. Hopefully we win. But she is in UGA studying a early childhood education degree. So she's about 2 semesters away from graduating. So we're extremely proud of her, extremely proud of all her efforts in getting to that point. So both of my kids are, I guess, out of the house. My wife and I are both educators. My wife is a fourth grade teacher at City Park here in Dalton, Georgia. And as you know, yours truly, teacher here at GNTC, where I've been doing this for about 7 years. When we moved down to Georgia, actually, we, as I mentioned, kind of sort of slowed down our lives, downsized, and focused on our family. But we also were part of a ministry. I pastored for about 10 years, a bilingual church in Calhoun, but was in ministry for about 20 something years in total. Currently, I'm not serving in any capacity in the ministry. I sat down from that and only teach this class, and I do a lot of economic development, like corporate training type of stuff for industry. So I do a lot of corporate trainings with this college here for businesses out there, Shaw, Mohawk Engineer, all the other companies that are out there. What else can I tell you about myself? We love to go out and hike and do all that kind of activities there during the good weather. Obviously, we've been in this cold spell, but once that starts getting better, we go back out there. My wife and I like to travel. We travel to Chicago quite often. My family still lives in Chicago. My wife's family lives in Florida and in Virginia, and she also has her parents retired. They purchased a coffee plantation in the mountains of Honduras. So they're out there. They retired out there and enjoying life as a retired plantations of coffee owners. As you can tell, let's see if I can move this in the right way. Let's see if this is the right way. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Maybe this way. Yeah. I have two coffee machines. I typically drink a lot of coffee. I enjoy coffee. So you'll see me every week talking about some type of coffee. This week, coffee is pretty standard, but I used an espresso machine, and I'm drinking the Starbucks. Starbucks, you want to sponsor me? You're welcome to. But Pike's Place, I also drink one called a Sumatra blend, which is very strong, and I enjoy a good coffee. This year for spring break, my wife and I will be celebrating our 25th anniversary, and we're going to head out to France. I have a coworker, many of you might have had him, Mr. Santone. He is the director of logistics and also teaches several classes for our business management program. And he's from France, but this year we're going to be able to go out there and visit Paris and have a good time. What else can I tell you about myself? Other than that, I mean, I was, as I mentioned, Latino background, so I enjoy the diverse foods. My wife is her heritage is Puerto Rican. Her grandparents were born in Puerto Rico. I think her mom and dad were born in Chicago, but they're still have that background. My wife doesn't speak a lot of Spanish, but she does understand it and speaks it. My kids are learning Spanish. They're obviously second and third generation now, so it's a little more lost in the shuffle, but they do understand a lot of the Spanish language. But we enjoy the food, love Mexican food, and I'll talk about that in some of our classes. But that's about it. I wanted to get a video out to you guys and just kind of introduce myself and let you know who I am. Let you know that if you're ever in the Dalton campus, you want to come up and say hi. We can have a cup of coffee and just chat it up. I love talking about business and business management, of course, but also investments. I'm not an advisor. I just enjoy talking about different investments and different options of investments, all that good stuff. Anyhow, guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be chatting via this method. You'll see a video every week of me talking about something that's referring to our class. So look for that video, and I hope you enjoy. Guys, have a great semester. I guess go Dogs, and we'll see what happens tonight. We'll talk next week. Have a good one. Take care, guys.